Hello everyone, this is Together Rising, giving you an update on today. As you know, we are here because in May you raised, 77,000 of you raised $4.2 million to go to boots on the ground warriors who were reunifying families who had been torn apart at the border. The reason we're here today is because of 90 particular really difficult cases where the parents were deported without their children. Often they were tricked into self-deporting because they thought the only way that they would get to see their children again was to return to country of origin. And even though their countries of origin are incredibly dangerous for them, they returned home because they were desperate to be back with their babies. When they returned, they found out that their kids are still being detained by the U.S. And indeed, of the families we were with today, their children are still in the U.S. being detained. $1 million of your money, we sent out every penny that we received from you to these organizations. $1,090,000 went to two organizations, Al Otro Lado and Justice in Motion, and together we developed a network called the Defenders Network. And our job was to get the 90 most difficult cases, the parents who could not be located. The government deported them. There were no phone numbers because they didn't have phones, because they lived in very remote villages in Honduras and Guatemala. They did not even speak Spanish. They spoke indigenous languages. They were a lost cause, and we are the people of lost causes, yes? So your money went to fund that network, and we thought if just one family reunites, that will be a good investment. And it's true that not one family was reunited, but they found all 90 of them. So they found all 90 of the parents, and we're here today because there are 29 of those families who had an impossible decision to make, and that was, do I leave my child in the US and never see them again? Or do I stay here in this country that is so dangerous for my child that I left everything to escape and give them a better life? So we said you don't have to make that choice, and we are the people of impossible, so we will bring you back to the border. We will stand with you as you exercise your right under US and international law to present your claims for asylum. And we will stand with you as you demand the return of your babies. So that's what your dollars have done. Your dollars have taken care of, has found these people, have taken care of these people, have brought them back here, have established contact with their children, and are standing with them today as we demand that they be able to present their asylum claims. So we have now been on the border for 8 hours with these families, trying to get the U.S. government to accept them on the soil, as is their legal obligation to do so. About 4 hours ago, someone came out and asked for some documentation that Erica from Al Otro Lado was able to provide. They are now reviewing that. They are claiming there are capacity issues, which we expected them to do. They're saying they don't have capacity, but they won't answer questions about what kind of capacity they have, and they won't allow us to transfer these families to different ports of entry that don't have capacity issues. So we are staying put, we are keeping the faith. We need pressure to continue to be on this story, so that CBP and ICE will do their duty and allow them in. And we really need funds for these families too. So we're going to put a link there. It's togetherrising.org/give. Every penny we receive from that will go to serve these families. They're amazing. They're amazing. We talked to a dad who came over in May. He was put in detention, separated from his son, and was deported. And he said he came home, and it was the hardest moment of his life because his son needs him. His son is 9 years old. He had to explain to his wife that he went to America to give them a better life and lost their son, and they would never see him again. And he was walking through the streets of Guatemala, and a reporter came up to him and said, I heard your story. I know an organization called Together Rising, and they they want to help you, and they want to help bring you back to your son. He is here with us today. He is so courageous. He's been telling his stories to the media that's here today, even though he could face danger for it, and he's determined to do everything he can to get back with his son, and you're doing that. So we thank you. Please don't forget these families and what has happened to them, and be with them. We're coloring with them. We're dancing with them. They're the most heroic people I've ever met. So open your hearts and your eyes and your wallets to these people, and it's the best investment you can make. Thank you. Thank you for standing with us. Thank you for being the people of the impossible.